Yes, we are
Hey,
recording in progress.
recording.
I know that sounds weird every time that comes up. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is an episode of the Three Warlocks podcast, minus a warlock. If you're checking out the YouTube channel, it's kind of strange to see myself, Vega, and Snail on the screen without Ness. Actually, Ness couldn't make it to today's episode, so we decided to improvise. So it's going to be the Snail and Vega show. Snagga. No, we didn't like that one, right? No, we didn't like that one.
That sounds awful.
The Vega and Snail show, which will be Veil. That's not better.
Veil. There it is, much better. Yeah,
Much
we'll go
better
with
than
Veil.
that. Oh, well, the other voice you just heard, that's Snail, my other co-host. Snail, welcome. How you doing, bud? Anything exciting this week?
Is anything exciting happened? Well, the world still spins, work still work, and now it's warm. And this is where the English people go, it's been cold for ages, we need some sun. The sun comes out, it's too warm, too warm. Let the sun go away, then the sun goes away, and we go, it's too cold, bring the sun back. And that's what we get. It's a constant loop.
It's the summer. If you're in the I guess above the equator, north of the equator is the summer, south of the equator is the winter. So it's been pretty hot here. Last couple days I talked to you. I think I told you we've had 111 degrees, 112, 113, some pretty high temperatures in our, and I think you guys go by Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So that's probably like in the high 30s,
40?
low 40s.
40, I was going to say, yeah.
So that's
we're about
pretty rough.
29 degrees, which is what, 82, I want to say.
That's true. Wow, man. Heat, you can't escape the heat, man. So it is. And once
I always found in America the heat was completely different to heat over here. Heat over here is like very oppressive and sweltering, whereas I found in America it was like a light heat that didn't feel as hot as it was.
Well, you went, I mean, to be fair to the listeners.
I went to Florida, to be fair.
Yeah, Snail went to Florida. Now, a really good way to gauge weather in the United States. I mean, Florida has one of the nicest weathers and one of the most horrible weathers when it comes to humidity. They're pretty high in humidity. So I'd rather have the scorching heat that you have than to have that sticky humidity weather. Because, man, imagine taking a shower and immediately after you come out, you want to take another one. It's that insane. But if you guys are here and want to hear more about our weather talk, and you come to the right.
This is the Snail and Vega weather show.
This is the Snail and Vega show.
We're missing a warlock, and we just talk about weather.
Yeah. Ness will be back. Ness will be back next week. She just had to run a few little errands today, but today we're gonna lock it down. We're gonna talk about the TWAB, breakdown the TWAB. A lot of stuff to talk about, even though it seemed like it was a small one. I was expecting the 12 to be like nothing crazy. That's here you go, guys. Enjoy, the second week of Solstice of Heroes, and which you pretty much did everything you had to do in 1 week. Obviously, if you're like, if you just play
all three characters,
yeah. I mean, anybody could have done that, but I wasn't expecting some of the information that they brought up, which is very, very interesting. They kind of give us, I guess, I talk about little bite size of information. Obviously, they're going to be breaking down the season as we go along, but yeah. Some of the things we're going to be talking about today, Snail, is rituals and reputation. Some of the things that we kind of think about a little bit. We have the Vanguard, we have the Crucible, and then we also going to have Gambit as well, right?
So I'm glad you remembered them this week and you didn't just name them. I could tell what Vanguard is. I'm just calling Savala tokens.
I'm a Savala tokens, yeah. Savala tokens is what I need to get rid of now, apparently. Oh man, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we were talking about. The Solstice Heroes is in the second week. One of the things that I actually read on the TWAB, which made me think, is that 6 weeks away from the new season. That's pretty fast, man. Then I started thinking, man, it's already July. It's halfway through the year. And if it was a perfect world, say for example, if COVID didn't exist, and everything was going well, we were actually be looking at a possibility of having the Witch Queen a little bit earlier than usual. A lot of the stuff. So everything would have been right on time and everything would have come this year. But no, we have to wait for the following year. But they're giving us a couple little previews of season 15. So with these last few weeks that we have, Bungie's going to give us some time to catch up on some things that we need to take care of. Get your gilded titles. Some of the things that you and I were talking about before the show. Grandmaster, Unbroken, I believe there's a Trials one as well, Flawless one. So you got plenty of time. There's plenty of override missions, plenty of expunge missions, which made me think about this season compared to previous seasons. And I don't know if you can agree with me, Snail, but for example, Season of Arrivals, it seemed a little bit kind of boring because it was the same kind of public events. But with this season, not only have we had a really rich and exciting storyline, which has been amazing, we have the expunge missions and also the override missions. So we've actually gotten a lot, I mean, multiple sets of weapons. I believe we didn't get a dungeon this time around. No, we didn't. But I mean, we've had quite a lot of content, that became within this on this season of the Splicer, which is
we've got more still to come.
Yeah. After Solstice of Heroes is over, I believe we have 2 weeks, of non-spoilers that Bungie may not reveal anytime soon. But yeah, let's talk about some reputation. So season 15, this is some of the things that we're going to be looking forward to. Now they turn this over to the lead, which is Alan Blaine. Alan Blaine is the one that handles most of the reputation or the ritual stuff that has to do with the game. He's the one that worked on changing the whole outlook on Crucible and the whole outlook on Gambit. So the changes that he's making out now has to do with Vanguard, and that's the things that we're going to be talking about. That one of the things that we wanted to show here, since we have the YouTube channel, let me show you that. So these are some of the things that the game has had. Like I call this Crucible tokens. Right. Then we have this Zavala tokens, and then we have this
Drifter tokens.
Drifter tokens. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking about some unifying the ritual ranks and the reputations with everybody. Snail, tell us a little bit more about that, man.
Yeah, so at the beginning of season 14, we did some background work and set in motion a new way of doing the vendors. So we had a new way of doing Crucible and a new one for Gambit slowly coming in, which basically meant that it was a new way of getting your reputation. So you had to go back to the tower to collect your reputation rather than it completing. And we've had this conversation millions of times about the fact that you're in the middle of a Crucible match and suddenly your valor's overflowing and you can't do anything but go back to the tower and take everybody with you. And then what happens is you go back to the next game, and then someone else needs to go back to the tower and you're going backwards and forwards. So that was the sort of the beginning work of what they want to do with vendors in general. So we're going to do some changes in season 15 coming up and change reputation systems again and include Zavala this time in Zavala token world or Vanguard to everybody else. So if you've got Vanguard tokens, please cash them in before you waste them. But yes, so we're doing some changes. So in season 15, reputation systems on Lord Shaxx, Drifter, and Commander Zavala be known as Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard ranks, which I thought they were already, but this is why Vega doesn't call them like everybody else does.
I guess officially.
So this is just for you. Just for you, I think this 12 is for. The names Infamy and Valor will be retired. Ooh, that's unusual. They've been around for ages, haven't they? And Glory will continue to live as competition Crucible reputation system. Oh, makes sense. So rebalancing all the ranking systems to have a similar progression. So I was worried, or I still am worried really, when you think about the Gambit one, how long it is. Because you only get like 100 points for a win, and you've got to get to like 20,000. It takes freaking forever. So it's good that we're balancing all this out, so it's easy to get all these ranks that previously wasn't. So the goal is to let players reset Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit ranks slightly faster on average, and the Valor currently else. That we no longer be a ritual-specific rule that impedes progress, removing win streak bonuses in exchange for activity streak bonuses. So that makes sense. The more active you are, the better you'll progress, which is good. Reputation bonus weeks will have standardized to 2x2 multipliers when active. So I know we get like some triple infirmary weeks, don't we? I think they only do that because 300 points is much easier to get to 20k than 100 points every week. And bounce not only to provide a reputation as rewards, but primarily XP. I don't know how I feel about that. More XP, great, but usually we're both over near 300 at the moment, aren't we? In XP. So we don't get any rewards over 100. So I don't know about that. Anyway, so they're looking to see how this works going forward. So nearly every game that will start to be what we're talking about, where people are resetting reputation. So we're going to have a load of different bits coming in. It looks like Glory will continue to live in competitive Crucible Rose. I don't know how that's quite going to work, but that system will still have its win streaks and faster ranking. They don't have any plans to share anything on Glory at the moment, but if they're removing it from Crucible, I don't quite know how it's going to work together, because they seem to be linked. Well, we'll see what happens with that one. They're going to give us more information, but over to you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting that they're not going to be touching any sort of competitive Crucible. Maybe they have something to be working with. And just to be honest with you, maybe within the last, maybe the last 6-7 months, we haven't really heard anything about PvP when it comes to the content for that. So Bungie has been keeping that very close to the chest. I don't know if it's something that they're going to be releasing the next season, or maybe later on the season. They're talked about maybe a possible change on this ranks kind of going into trials as well.
Yeah, well, they've talked about some updates to trials. So I'm wondering if this is all linked to what we're going to do with competitive Glory. So we'll see.
Very interesting. But yeah, just like you said, Zavala is going to get a facelift. The same similar facelift that Lord Shax got and the Drifter got too. So it's very interesting, because if you remember the way we used to get rewards from them, which wasn't that kind of difficult, the more you played, the more stuff you got. But when you talked about the rewards you used to get, this reward system works for me. I like it. When you hit certain, I guess, ranks on the games like Crucible or Gambit, you're able to get, little enhancement mods. You're able to get the things that level up your character. What do you call those things? The little
Handsome prisms.
Handsome prisms, yeah. And then you can get an exotic at the very end, which is kind of nice. So that's much better system to have than what we used to have before, which was nothing, to be honest with you.
I think there needs to be more of the Ascendant prisms. But unless you like me or Rob, who do lots of Grandmasters and overflowing in golf balls, but they're very rare to get for people that don't do that activity, I guess, unless you're a trials player and you're going to the lighthouse every week and getting loads. I know you get a couple from doing your reputation within Crucible and Gambit, and there's a couple on seasonal pass. And I guess you can buy some, but we have it more freely available to people that are more, the average player who plays like a couple of times a week. I think it'd be much better.
Yeah, you're right. And similar to Crucible, similar to Gambit, now the way you level up or rank up is by playing more. And the way we're going to be doing that is something similar. Like you mentioned before, cashing your tokens, Zavala tokens, are worthless now. The only way you're going to be able to get that Vanguard reputation is by completing the following activities. And those are the simple ones like strikes, nightfalls, but then the battlegrounds kind of squeezed in there, which is kind of interesting, making me think that they probably are going to keep this going for quite a long time. They're not going to get rid of it like, I don't know, Menagerie, like they did back in the day, which was a really good way to farm weapons and kind of craft your weapons. But nightfalls are going to be a little different now, because they're going to have bonuses on completion for medals. Some of the things that we do when we do nightfalls, Grandmasters specifically, is the more champions you kill, if you kill them all, you're able to get those medals: bronze, silver, gold, platinum. So those are going to help you out. Those are going to be giving you more bonuses, more points, multipliers, and that's going to be able to kind of help you rank up much faster. There's also going to be some activities and streaks that we need to think about. So like we were talking about, Snail, whenever we're playing Crucible and somebody has their valor overflowing, you kind of have to stop what you're doing and you go into the tower and have to visit, Lord Shax, and then reset your rank and then go back and do it again. I hope they fix this, because that is annoying. Back in the day, we used to be able to do that from orbit. Boom, you're done. Take care of it. Maybe they'll have to do something like that in the future, because I don't think us stopping and going all the way out there and then resetting your ranks is going to be I mean, it's going to be fun, or even just doing it in general. But they're saying that if you were playing and keeping a streak and you have to do that, you're not going to get penalized for that. So it makes me think that they're not going to take care of it anytime soon. So the more you play, the more multipliers, the more, I guess, streaks multipliers you'll have. So you'll be able to rank up much better. But this is very interesting. This is quitting activities or players who are FK is going to invalidate that. So Bungie's already thinking about those people that kind of like stay still and strikes, and you beat the whole thing at the very end to get the rewards, which is very, very annoying, especially if you needed some help, or you 2-man short or 1-man short. And then that's just not a right way to get rewards either, kind of weird.
I've had it tonight in the EAZ. Some guy just stood there the whole time. Didn't do anything apart from running backs and forwards. Didn't kill anything. Didn't collect any chests. So when it finished, no kills, nothing. But I managed to get 10 chests for him. Thanks.
Yeah, you got almost 10 keys. So he's waiting for him at the postmaster when he gets to the tower. So yeah, very, very interesting, man. Also, similar to we have with Gambit, Crucible, there's going to be a week-long reputation bonus, I guess, that was going to be hosting through the next season. Similar to like double infamy, triple infamy, double valor, which this will be double Vanguard, I guess, because we're no longer going to have the titles like that anymore. And then some of the ritual and seasonal weapons that we used to get before that, now they're going to be tied in with the reputation, the rewards. So the more you play certain things, say you like doing strikes and you dual strikes, you're going to be able to get the weapon, whatever weapon comes out, just by doing strikes, just by doing all that stuff. And they also talked about getting rid of some of those seasonal challenges that are like kind of daunting, like in it for infamy. Do you know what that challenge is now, off the top of your head?
In it for infamy?
That is a challenge that I still haven't completed because it's the worst challenge ever. It's one of the weekly challenges. If you guys check it out, I think it's week 8, week 9, it's a weekly challenge for it. In it for infamy.
It's the reset.
Not reset. You have to get 16 infamy ranks.
Well, it practically is reset then.
It's an entire reset. It's a full reset. I don't know. I mean, that right there, it's forcing you to play the game. But and like you said, for some reason, infamy takes forever where you can reset while you're playing it if you're only getting certain rewards. But when you play Crucible, it seems like you're playing Crucible here and there, and before you know it, you're already resetting your rank, which is kind of daunting. So they are going to fix that. They are going to make it a little bit better. So yeah, we're going to be looking forward to some more of those double loot nightfalls and things like that to come, which is kind of nice. So it's a perfect little facelift for Zavala. I think he needed it. Poor guy. Any thoughts?
Yeah, he's looking old. Yeah.
Any thoughts to it?
No, it makes perfect sense. It's that progression, isn't it? We needed to change something. We've tested something. We're moving into Zavala, make some changes along the way to make it better again. I'm sure they'll continue to build on it because it's not going to stay still, is it? This is something they're working on long term. So I think any niggles they'll pick up and go on, which it's a perfect segue into the next bit we're going to talk about. So,
perfect. Take it away, bud.
Excellent. And this is about Grandmasters again and the Conqueror seal. And this has been a 9-month journey. Because Grandmasters have been around for 9 months. We've now got a Conqueror title. Now we've got a gilded version of that. And they saw a lot of feedback when they first launched Grandmasters. I don't know if you ever did the first ones, but it was kind of pointless doing them because there was no real reward from doing it. So they took loads of feedback and they've added better masterwork material drops, the adept weapons, the mods, the title to be gilded, the season challenges, and the +10 power season means it's easy to get to the artifact level plus the pinnacle level to do them in the first place. All these things have made it a lot easier. In addition, we've had a catch-up mode which currently appears during the final 3 weeks of the season and helps players just to get that last couple of Grandmasters to either guild or get it for the first time just with a replay. And it is aspirational content. I think this is the pinnacle of PvE currently. It's probably harder than it is doing the raids. I'd probably say
I think I
haven't tried the harder version of Vault of Glass yet, but certainly it feels like the whole Conqueror bit is much harder to do than doing those raid bits. But yeah. probably because there's 6 people versus 3,
Yeah.
and you're permanently underneath the thing. So it's contest mode, isn't it? Which is much better when you're trying to do hard content and make contest mode, because no one can get to that cap to do it. Anyway, so with these changes, we've seen a lot of players attempting Grandmasters to get their Conqueror titles, while still believing that starting and trying to get the gilded bit. You know, everybody's trying to get the aspirational piece. I know that's something that last season me and Rob were trying to get that Conqueror bit, and this season we're thinking about doing gilded, but there's a really hard one being Glassway. It looks really difficult, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, we know we can get more people with Conqueror titles. Ness needs 1. I think you still need 2, do you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll certainly get there. So later in season 15, they're planning to make a couple of changes with Grandmaster with the catch-up modes, which could let people gild their title. But they're addressing a couple of concerns over single strike being the boom for high tier rewards, so people using it over and over again. So we were talking about this before the podcast, and Rob was talking about it earlier, is a negative. But actually, when you think about it, it probably isn't a negative in the long run. You're smiling at me now because you probably didn't think it was negative in the first place.
I did not. Yeah, I kind of.
I read it
there's
the
always
first time, and
there's
I
always
didn't think
loops. There's always loops.
Yeah, I know, but I read it the first time. I didn't take it as a negative, and then Rob put it in my head that it might be a negative, and I get what he's saying. But the exact point they've just put, the fact that you could have that at the end of the season and still do the easiest Nightfall and keep farming it for rewards, isn't the best use of the fact that it's meant to be aspirational content. You're just grinding the reward out. So yes, the catch-up mode will still be available from the start of the season. So you can only do it once per character. Once you've completed it, then it's gone. But it means you can get your gilded earlier. Whereas at the moment, think of last season, we got Conqueror on the last day of the season. If that was gilding out the last day of the season, I would have had gilded for a few hours, and then you've been taken away the next season. So this makes more sense. So you'd have gilded for a full season, you'd be able to see the number and all those fun things. And each Grandmaster will be available if the fire team leader has not completed the Gilded Triumph. So it's interesting. So if I read that, each Grandmaster Nightfall will be available if the fire team leader has not completed the Gilded Triumph for the strike. So it's only the leader that doesn't have to do it. So I might have done it 10 times, but if you haven't done it at all, I could still go in with you and still do it.
That is correct. So there's,
like so you can support people getting through.
There's loops. You can still help people. You can still farm things. So there's certain ways you can do it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. So once you gilded your title, the catch-up node will be gone, in essence. But then you're just doing the Nightfalls each week, which just means you're doing it earlier.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense to me. So that's quite exciting for season 15. It kind of, for me, looks like, people like me and Rob supporting others to get through things they haven't done.
Yeah, it's
more of a help mechanic more than anything else.
Yeah, and just the fact that I've always liked the way Grandmaster Nightfalls work. Is very, very interesting to me, because you get 3 individuals together, and it's nothing but communication, nothing but the correct build, the right weapons, the right armor, the right exotics. I mean, it's you go in there, you fail, and you go back and say, you know what, let's try this. Then you switch things around. There's multiple ways to do this, and there's no other content out there that you can actually do that. I mean, I can just put a gun in your hand, and I can use a different gun, and you just shoot each other in PvP. There's no worried about build. If you get the jump on somebody, you're gonna take them out, 8 out of 10 times. But builds really don't matter as much as it do in Grandmaster Nightfalls, which is a perfect example how you need those golf balls. You need those prisms, because you're constantly building other things, other modes and stuff like that. So very, very interesting. So I like that. But let's talk about some Bungie Foundation and charity updates now.
They're only a week late.
I know, but it makes me think about this. Makes me think exactly what Osiris told us when we finished killing Curia. I believe Osiris said, I underestimated you, Guardian, right? Yes. Why does Bungie underestimate us that we're not going to reach that goal? We've reached the goals nonstop, and there's a good possibility we're going to smash this goal. So the update is 1 week. has passed, 1 week to go. So they have raised 625,000 in 1 week. We have another week to go, and their goal is 777,000. So there's a pretty good chance. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller here or a person that sees into the future, but I'm pretty sure we're going to meet that goal of 7,777. So what's nice about the foundation that they're doing, it focuses on improving children's health and well-being, uplifting the voices of the rights of individuals and communities, and also providing humanitarian aid at time of crisis. Some of the things that they focus on. Just by reaching their goal of 500,000, they were able to get Nicole Olson, somebody in the team, to kind of read the Witch Queen lore, which is very nice, very cool. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it. They have a link on YouTube. Really good voice. She has a really good voice, man. So that's pretty cool when you do something like that. It's a breath of fresh air from having, say, my name is Bife reading it.
Yeah.
Who's very serious, and then having someone like her read it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. Just to give you guys an idea, some of the things that you can donate and the dollar amounts. And I believe, Snail, you donated the highest amount, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. So the things that you get for donating $10 is the 2020 Bunchy Foundation emblem. And then for 25, you get the emblem, and then you get a new Circadian Guard emblem. So you get two emblems. Then for 50, you get both those emblems, and then you get an exotic ghost shell, which is the buoyant shell. And then for $75, you get every single thing, but the little cherry on top is you get a little emote, a little tiny tank emote. And some of those emotes are very rare. If you have a rare one, we all get excited. So we're actually going to be looking forward to watching that little tank when you get it. But
yeah, it's amazing.
But remember, as far as this comes out, whenever this thing is over, you're going to receive an email, and it looks like you're going to receive an email per each item, which is going to give you a redeem code. So keep that in mind, guys. It's going to be, if you donated $75, you are going to get 4 different emails for each one of those items, which will give you that code. And that code is going to be on Thursday, July 29th, following the completion of the fundraiser. And by then, Snail is going to be extremely tired, because that's around the time he's going to be climbing a mountain for us now. Speaking of charities, do you want to kind of say a little bit something about that, Snail? You're going to be doing something for the Young Minds?
Yeah, so that's why I'm a Young Mind t-shirt. Yeah, so I'm climbing, not my crown off my head. Leave my crown alone. I'm climbing a mountain for Young Minds. Come and sponsor me. I have a fundraising page with me and Ian, who's also in our clan, Bundy. So yeah, we're doing it for children as well. It's all for the children, isn't it? Bundy's doing it for the children. We're doing it for the children. The Young Minds is a great charity with mental health and children. So yeah, I've posted it on Twitter and various other things. So come and check it out.
Awesome. And I know we've been kind of twisting your arm a little bit. We've been wanting you to stream
do a live
the whole
stream
thing.
on the top.
Yeah, do a live stream. That's going to be awesome, man. So yeah, those are something that some of the things that Bungie is going to give you if you have a chance to donate. Any donation counts, man. From the smallest amount to the largest amount, everything's going to go help the children, and you're going to be getting some sweet loot and some emotes as well. Let's talk about some rewards that you can get through Prime.
Yeah, I've got my rewards through Prime. So same as usual. If you signed up to Amazon Prime, then you get a game priming rewards. So link the account to your Bungie account, and you get these sweet rewards. And this week we've got, or this month we've got the Merciless, which I used briefly the other day when I picked it up, and I thought it's still rubbish and put it back in the vault. You get the ornament for it. Plus you get a sweet little exotic ship, the Symmetry Flight, and then the Soul Velocity Legendary Sparrow. So something for nothing, good for the collectors. And if you haven't got that particular weapon, good to have a weapon.
Yeah.
And yep, just go to sign up and get it to link the Bungie account. Nice and simple.
Awesome. Free loot, man. Why not?
Sign
up, guys. Take it. This is going to be something that you're going to be using. Like Snail says, you're going to use it for a little bit, get bored, put it away. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything,
And it drops at your highest power level. So it drops at
really
maximum power for me, 1320.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. That's awesome. Well, the team has been working so effortlessly on things that has been happening in the game. This is kind of like their little update of things to happen. You know, people have been complaining that their glows are not working correctly. Other people saying the key fragments have been missing. So they were going to explain what's going on. So this week, whenever they had the Solstice of Heroes drop, some people were saying that they're missing some Solstice packages and also their keys were being kind of removed. And the reason why that happened, guys, it's because they created a new character. Apparently, if you create a new character, it removes all that information or all that stuff from your inventory. They don't really have a quick fix. What they did say is try not to create a character until Solstice of Heroes is done, which makes me think that F everybody who's trying to get that shell, that ghost shell, because you need all three characters in order to do it. But you can still do it, create a new character, but just keep in mind you're not going to have all those keys or all those packages in your inventory. There's a good possibility, a high probability that they will be erased. So if you want to maybe cash them all out, start your new character, why not? Then try to see if you can get the whole thing get your three characters up to par so you can get that ghost shield, which is kind of rubbish, I guess, for them not to having a fix on that. We've had issues with the Grandmaster Nightfalls too, right? With the weapons kind of rotated kind of weirdly, and they never really had a fix for that. So I don't know, a lot of coding, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but the Bungie team is trying their best, and let's give them props for that's due as well. Also, they have identified an issue where it's preventing players from that completed the New Light introductory mission from receiving the Second Chances emblem from the Bungie rewards. So in the future, there's going to be an upcoming update that's going to fix that for you guys. So sit tight. All right, cool. Now let's talk about the Bungie store.
Yeah, this is the bane of my life. Things that made me lie 3 weeks ago. They've now got a date when they're going to launch it.
Another date? Okay.
Baboons are gone. There's no more beagles. No cantaloupes either.
Yeah.
But they now got a launch date of July 20th for their transformation of their new e-commerce platform. So players with existing Bungie accounts, I've had an email already. We'll be prompted to change the passwords once beta is live. You'll have to sign back in, change your password, you'll be able to use the new system. A noted point, anybody who's got reward codes for the Volgar's art print, Descendant seal, the Splintered seal, Spliced seal, Expunge hoodie, Solstice Heroes t-shirt, they'll be no longer valid after the 20th of July. So do them beforehand, before the new store launches. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Yep.
Players who do not purchase these Bungie rewards before the 20th, when you've sign into the Bungie store account link to Bungie Net account, has been completed in approximate trance to purchase the associated Bungie reward items. But yeah, there's a help article. Go check it out at Bungie Rewards.
Perfect, man. So you're gonna be looking forward to that, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And next week, when we talk about it being delayed again,
I'll
enjoy that too.
That's good. Well, speaking of things being delayed, I know. Speaking of delayed error codes and stuff, let's talk about some known issues now. What's going on? Typically, we have Ness do these for us, but
I know it feels awful.
It's not here. I mean, so
she's flying.
She's flying. She's
there in spirit.
Yeah. So Ness, if you're listening to this episode 2 days later, we're going to try to do our best, and by we I mean Snail, to read the unknown issues.
I'm going to butcher it. Yeah. So I don't have your voice or your accent to do this any justice, but there's only a few known issues for me to get wrong. None of them are colorblind community ones. There is a PlayStation one. We'll cover that in a minute for those PlayStation users. But the Solstice 2021 Armor Glows the Warlock always displays the status glow effects when wearing Felwinter's helm. That Felwinter's helm, why does it affect so many things? It's been an issue before. We've had the issue with the reissuing of the Dream City weapons not dropping as intended.
Correct.
I've still not had one drop, so I'm hoping that they fix that soon. Upgrading Solstice armor to the Magnificent set may drop your armor power level to 1,100. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. I've not seen that myself, but some people have. And then PlayStation 4 controllers may no longer be recognized by Destiny 2 when playing on stream. That's an issue. Can't play anymore. There is a full list of known issues, which you can find at the help forum. Go check them out. They're all there. There's plenty of them. There's one they said they fixed, which they didn't fix, which was a lie. So remember we said about the triumphs having to be reclaimed last week.
Yes.
And then there was 2 triumphs that you couldn't reclaim because of an issue.
The heir apparent one, I believe.
For this week. Yeah, heir apparent was one of them. The other one was getting 50 kills in strike during that Guardian games. Both of them couldn't be reclaimed. They fixed the heir apparent one. They did not fix the other one that they said they have. So, Bungie, you've been honeydewed.
I know. And then they also haven't fixed an issue where some of our members of our clan have not gotten the Vex Mythic class, right? Is that
that's still not fixed. No, it's a bit of an issue.
Every week, poor Jay. I'm sorry.
It is
Jay.
quite funny that we get someone who comes in and does it for the 3rd time and gets it, and then Jay's on his 23rd time and still looking
and counting. We're going to be doing every episode. We're going to be doing Jay watch. How many Vault of Glass completions can Jay go until he gets his Vex Mythic class? So that's gonna be kind of fun. But
it took the whole season to get eyes, didn't it? So
yeah, you were probably
one of the season and more.
You were probably one of the persons. I believe Peak is the only one of the members of our clan who still doesn't have it, which is surprising. And I've done that raid over 80 times, I think. I mean, a lot of people kind of went hard in the paint. It was one of the most funnest raids to have to play. And I mean, the more you did it, it was exciting. But yes, for some reason, some people do not have RNGs in their side and they haven't gotten it, which is kind of sad. Has to be a way, Bungie, where you reward the players for playing longer, for doing that activity longer by giving them something like that, which you are. You're changing the reputation ranks. You're doing all this stuff. Help us out on raids. Do something like that for us on raids. That will be fun. That would be cool too as well. Well, pretty much it. That's it, Snail. That's pretty much the show, man. Nothing crazy. Something to look forward to. August 24th. It's exciting, man. I have a feeling it's going to be a little Vidoc dropping. We kind of teased it a little bit, or Bungie kind of teased it last week. Showed a couple little pictures. Looks like we're going to maybe old Chicago. I don't know. Who knows? The only thing that I do want to see is I want to see the Dreadnought one more time on the beautiful 4K, man, because that's going to be an amazing view again going in there. Who knows? But the Witch Queen's, it's pretty much in the back of their minds here, the team at Bungie. 6 weeks left, guys. Get everything done, everything you need to do. Take a break, play another game if you feel like you're burned out. I mean, do some things that make you happy. But remember that August 24th is going to be a new season 15. They're going to be bringing us more stuff as the TWAPs continue. A couple of things they're going to be talking about there is the crossover or crossplay is going to be talked about, and some sandbox details, some more sandbox details maybe brought up in the next couple of TWAPs. So that's going to be exciting to look forward to. So any final thoughts now? Anything you want to bring up?
It's interesting that the season starts the same day they're doing the Vidoc, which is not done before. So as it goes live, we're doing this live Vidoc, which suggests that we're doing something really unusual here. And there was that rumor this week. So we talk about this fact that there's going to be a long season, but if this Halo piece is coming out, which is 25 years of Halo and a Halo Destiny crossover, is that the Christmas buy this Halo crossover piece? Is this their little gap in between, do this special little thing just to keep people entertained? It sounds good.
Well, I mean, Bungie has been around for, God, I want to say what, a good 20 years. I want to say their anniversary is this year, 20 years of them together as a company. So maybe they're thinking of something, man. They're thinking of something big, and that rumor may not be a rumor, but at the same time, it's pretty hard to believe that they'll do something like that, because being that 343 Studios is at the helm of the new Halo, kind of launching, I believe, this holiday season as well, which I'm pretty excited for that, going on the Halo Infinite, I believe that's what it's called. So yeah, very, very interesting on that stuff.
Do they still own the rights to the original Halo stuff?
As far as I know, as anything up till Reach, I think they have some sort of, I don't know if they own the rights to it, but they have to have something.
Their first game, then surely they can still use that stuff.
Yeah,
it's their assets.
Makes sense. That is true.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's very cool, man. Awesome. A lot of things to think about. And you know what? I have a theory though. I want to bring this up to you. that the reason why Bungie is releasing their Vidoc, which we're assuming is a Vidoc, the day the season comes. It's so some people cannot be on the freaking queue waiting when a new freaking season comes, and some people can just sit there and watch the Vidoc while you're waiting, because
Gives
that's
them to do.
exactly what the hell's going to happen. You're going to be waiting. There'll be 4,000, 6,000 people in front of you, and then you're going to be able to turn onto the side your laptop, your TV, and watch the Vidoc. And before you know it, you'll be on the game. All right, guys. One tip I can give you before we go is never take the day off during the beginning of a season. Make sure you take the day after or the day after that, because it is a mission just trying to get in there sometimes when a new season drops. It's exciting, but don't do it. Please don't do it. Well, guys, that was episode 39 of the Two Warlocks podcast, minus a Warlock. Ness will be back next week. The Snail and Vega show is over. My name is Vega. My gamer tag is Vega6417. You can find me on Xbox Live. You can also find me on Twitch TV /Triple Vega, on Twitter on the handle Jasuvius, or just search Triple Vega or Vega6417. You can find me on that too. Ness is not here to pretty much say her stuff. Ness does handle the Genuine Apathy Instagram, so you can add that up. It's I believe it's genuine underscore apathy. Yes, thank you.
She doesn't know that, but we do.
Apparently she doesn't. Snail, take it away. Anything else you want to bring up?
Well, I'm Wooden Snail 2268. You can find me on Xbox. Look us up. Come see us. Come play with us. You can also find me on Twitter under Wooden Snail and my real name, because it links the two, so Rossi's. And I'm on Instagram too, although really for just the fun of it, work out to use it. Same as TikTok. Apparently I'm on that. But I've never worked out how TikTok works. So I got told off the other day for inviting people to see me on TikTok and then do anything. That's because I just downloaded TikTok and that's all I did.
One of my goals is to force you to do TikToks for people and just set them out there, man. That'll be fun. Maybe when you do the Young Minds climb, you can do a TikTok when you get up to the mountain.
Do a TikTok. I am worried that we're going to get top of a mountain. Bear in mind, this is in the middle of Wales. There's going to be no mobile phone signal.
Can you
take a camera crew with me?
Well, can you use Bundy as a hotspot or his phone as a hotspot or something? I don't know. I mean, improvise. Do something.
Improvise.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be so much fun. And then that's the more episodes we do. We'll talk more about it, some more, and then hopefully we can do a special episode on some recaps, or maybe show some pictures of the stuff you did, which would be kind of cool, really awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much the show, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Episode 39. We'll be back for episode 40 next week. 40. God.
Wow.
I know that's like a hidden to the heart episode, because I'm almost 40 and I'm like, oh, almost 40. I'm excited for episode 40.
Feeling old now you've said that. Since I'm 44.
Doesn't matter, man. We're reaching our 40s now, episode wise and physically, which is awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next week, man. Eyes up, Guardians, and always remember,
when in Rome, and the cats and the pigeons.
And the cat and the pigeons.